Hello, everyone. Welcome to Word Wednesday here. Geoffrey Nance coming to you. I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is very relevant for us today. And I'm going to start it off by telling you something I've heard fairly recently. And it said this. It said, in the past, they used to tell us about what happened, and then we would have to go figure out what we believed about that thing. And this is talking about the news. But today it seems they tell us what they think, and then we have to go figure out whether or not it's actually true. Well, that's kind of a sad statement about journalism in general, particularly today. But really, the role of journalism, for the most part, unless they're editorializing, ought to just simply be to report the news, right? And then for us to think about it. Now, I was having this conversation with my kids on the way to school today, and I said, one of the things that I find a little disturbing about kind of the last couple of generations is that we seem to be losing the ability to really just understand what is truth. I worked with a pastor. He used to say this all the time, and he just nails on a chalkboard. Something that irritates you, that drives you crazy. That's what that's what this was for me. And he would say that perception is reality, and I was like, no, it is not. Okay, reality is reality. I can think something and be completely wrong. I remember back further than I care to remember, as far as these days are concerned. Back when my hair was, primarily black instead of white, that we were sitting in class, right? I'm sitting here in this philosophy class, and we're talking about this thing called situational ethics. And I remember at the time going, "Well, that's insane. Like you can't just decide in a given situation whether something's right or wrong. Like there's black and there's white, and something's either right or it's wrong." And then of course they spent the whole semester basically trying to put us in situations to say, "Okay, well, you say you should never do this, but what about this instance?" And they try to create some scenario where it'd be like, "Hey, your you know family has been kidnapped, or somebody broke into your house, and they say, 'Where's the rest of your family?' Are you gonna just say, 'Hey, they're gone'? Or are you gonna say, 'Oh, they're hiding out in this room over there'? What would you do?" So you think lying is wrong, but what would you do in that situation? As if somehow being in certain situations ought to change the way that you think about truth. Um, Guys, and that's a very dangerous ideology. This idea that we can't really know the truth. Let me take you to John 10, right? So here's a very clear statement from Jesus. He says, "The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But I am come that you might have life and have it more abundantly." Okay, so what we have in this statement are two very clear comparisons, but also two very diverging personalities. Not only just two diverging personalities, two very different people. Okay, so on the one hand, there's the one whose goal is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And this one is also known as the deceiver. Okay. So he's the father of lies. He's deceiver. The one that wants to come to kill, to steal, kill, and destroy is known as the father of lies, deceiver. You got all these other things. So this is what he does. This is who he's about. Okay. Steal, kill, destroy. And then Jesus sets up a very different alternative. He says, but meaning we're about to go a very different direction with this. But I am come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Jesus also said that you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So, as a people of faith, we ought to be purveyors and protectors of the truth. The truth ought to be just of utmost importance to us, so much so that there is no falsehood in us at all. We have told our kids since they were very, very little, if you do something wrong, you admit it, okay? Because if you lie to us, then we can't trust you and you're going to get in trouble twice. In fact, if I even think you're lying, you're going to get in trouble whether you did it or not. So you might as well tell me the truth. And the reason that was so important to me is if you would lie about something little, then why wouldn't you lie about something big? If you can lie about anything, then you can lie anytime that it's convenient for you or as long as you see that. Meaning, I don't feel like you can be trustworthy. So if you can't be trustworthy in everything, then really you can be trusted with nothing. Which is interesting because Jesus said, "Those who have been entrusted and faithful with a little, I'll give them more." So so being a people of that tell the truth, that speak the truth, that want the truth, is of utmost importance for believers. Because again, Jesus differentiated himself from Satan by clearly saying, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me." Meaning he is all truth, not just some truth, not just when it's convenient truth. I am the way, like the only way. I am the truth, like the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, that's who I am. I am the way, the truth, the life, and then no one comes to the Father except through me. Well, we have to then even see the truth of that very, very divisive statement. And if what Jesus is saying is true right here, okay, and again, think of the irony there of him saying, "Well, I am the truth, but I'm telling you something that's not true." See, so if you're pondering or wondering, well, hey, does everybody go to heaven? No, that is a sad reality, right? Okay. But how do we know that? Because Jesus just stated it right here with the most divisive statement ever uttered by a human. He said that no matter how good you are, or how nice you are, or how much you think you deserve it, if you don't come through me, then you cannot see the Father. Guys, that is truth. Okay. He starts it out by saying, "I am the way, the truth, and the life," meaning every statement he makes has to be fully true, not partially. If you're taking a test and you have parts of the answers that are true, then you know that that whole statement is false. They taught us that way back in the day, right? When you're trying to figure out, well, which one is it? Well, it's not A, it's not B. I know those are wrong. C is partially true, but that's not right. Then C is fully wrong. See, a half truth is a whole lie. And we're supposed to be a people that desire the truth, that speak the truth and love, the Bible says, but also to understand that we need to seek it out. So the proverb says, "Seek the truth and pursue it." Pursue it, guys. In your personal life, how often would you say, "I am actively seeking truth"? The social media, it can be a really good thing, but man, it is easy to just like something, throw it out there without even thinking, wonder if that's actually true. Like, I think it might be true. Going back to that whole thing that pastor used to say, perception is reality. No, it's not. If I present something that's not true, I need to be careful about this. I did this one time. I heard a really cool quote. I quoted it, and somebody goes, "Well, I don't think that person said it. They weren't alive during that time." And I was like, Hmm. Okay. Oops, my bad. I don't know who said it. I still really like it, but it was eye-opening for me. I'm like, oh gosh, Jeffrey, before you repost anything, you better go make sure it's true. Guys, because the things that we say, the things that we do as believers carry more weight because we are representing Jesus. So when they were first called Christians in Antioch, it was a derogatory term, meaning these people looked and acted and talked so much like Jesus, they called them little Christ. Well, then that means that needs to carry over for us. And if one of Jesus' defining characteristics is that he is the truth, then we as believers must carry that banner, and we must carry it carefully, studiously, and with a positive sense of pride, meaning we are a people of truth. As believers, we say the truth, we seek the truth, and we want other people to understand the truth. And part of the reason we need to do that is because we need to be able to discern what is true and what is false, so that we can clearly follow the truth and also ensure that other people are not deceived, and that we ourselves are not deceived by falsehoods, by things that sound good but aren't true. Things that are like, that's a good idea, but is it in the Bible? Like you've got things like this that people think, but they're not actually in the Bible. Like they'll say something like cleanliness is next to godliness. I'm like, is it? Pretty sure there's a lot of other things that are closer to godliness than cleanliness. You can be a dirty person and be real close to Jesus. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you can go read the Bible multiple times, but you're not going to find that in there anywhere. But see, we've let things like that kind of permeate so much so that people think that they're true, when it's not biblical. Okay. So is there some value in things being clean? Sure, my wife likes our house to be clean. She really gets excited about that. Okay. But we need to be a people that know the truth, seek the truth, and are also willing to point other people towards the truth. Because if we believe in what Jesus says, then it's important that we be a people that point people towards him, especially when we're in a time when knowing the truth is becoming harder and harder to discern. All right. Well, how do you know the truth? How do you recognize falsehood? By knowing the truth so well that you recognize anything that is not exactly truth. How do I know that? Well, I've got to be familiar with the word. If I hear something that contradicts what the word says clearly, I've got to toss that thing aside, because the word has to take precedent. That is truth. I am the way, Jesus said, the truth, and the life. I want to encourage you guys today to be a people that desire truth, that are able to discern truth, and to see, all right, as Jesus said, that the thief comes to steal, to kill, to destroy. He's the father of lies. So we can't participate in those things that are like him. We got to participate and be part of the things that are like Jesus, that we represent him in a meaningful way. All right, guys, that is your word for today. Thank you guys for being a part of this. I appreciate you joining us each week. If you're enjoying these and you want to know more about what we have going on, just let us know, because we have a lot of opportunities available for you, and we want you to participate in those. So continue to let other people know about what we have going on here, different opportunities for you on this platform and our other platforms, Facebook, the Instagram, um, YouTube. If you're hearing from us and you like what you're hearing and you feel like this is true, then share that with other people. And ultimately, the biggest truth, the main thing we want you to share with other people, is the reality of who Jesus is, what he can do in their life, and what it means if they reject him. So the next time I'm with you guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about a guy who was called by God, but chose to let other things get in his way. And he knew the truth, but he didn't want other people to hear it. And that's a sad place for us to be as believers. So we're going to talk more about that the next time that I'm with you guys. All right. Thanks for being with us. If you have any comments or anything you want us to hear about, please let us know. And as you go on throughout your day, be a people that know the truth, that pursue the truth, and that speak the truth in love. Thanks.